Hi, I'm Kanishka Ramchandani, the editor of Professional Beauty Hairdressers Journal, and you are watching me on PBI Presents Spotlight. Every business, especially every salon business, needs a breath of fresh air, and that comes with the next gen. In line with this thought, we have with us today Neha Bhalchandra, the creative director and the next gen at YLG Salons. Hi Neha. Thank you so much for joining me today on PBI Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so great to have you here as a representative of the next generation of salon people, and you are an artist yourself, and now you are looking after the salon business. So there's a lot that we want to know from you. To begin with, tell us about YLG's story in a nutshell.
So it started with two IIT graduates, a couple, my parents, who wanted to start a business in the salon sector which focused on professional and hygienic services and bringing some of the world-class services from around the world to the Indian consumer and to the Indian woman. We originally started off as a women-centric brand. We were not unisex. So it was very focused on making women feel cared for, comfortable, and looking great, and obviously feeling great as well.
Right, and then you graduated to being a unisex salon.
Yes, and then we changed into unisex in around 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're doing the same for men now?
Yes, now we do the same thing. And in fact, funny story, the reason why we switched to unisex was because our customers used to tell us that, I want to bring my husband with me.
Okay.
I want to bring my son with me. I want to bring my brother with me, or whoever it may be. And you guys don't do men, so why? Because we got so much feedback, then we were like, okay, you know what? I think we should, go back to and go to being unisex.
Right.
Yeah.
So you are the next gen for YLG. We all know your parents and the legacy that they have created. Now it's you who is in the picture, who's at the helm of things. So what is your role at YLG Salons now?
So I look after a lot of things. I wear many hats, but mainly I look after training.
Okay.
I look after marketing. So whether it's digital marketing, ATL, BTL marketing, all kinds of marketing, and as well as the products and service innovation. So what do we use? How do we conduct the services? What gets included, not included? Recreating the menu, those kind of things. So innovation in a way. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's like too many things actually. So you knew that you wanted to join YLG, right?
I didn't always know.
Okay.
I sort of dipped my feet in the water a little bit and I liked it. I enjoyed it. But before that, I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Right. But when I tried it out, I ended up loving it. And here I am, 3 years later, with 2 extra diplomas also added to my name. So,
right.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to wear so many hats? Like, why not go with one department taking care of one aspect? Was it your decision or your parents?
I think it was both in a way, because I realized that I really want to deeply understand the business from the business aspect, but also from the technical aspect. So marketing, I was naturally drawn to. So it wasn't even a question of wouldn't I. I was going to do it. It was a given. In the other aspects like hair, learning skin, those were things which, I kind of felt would really give me a good foundation to connect with the team. Because if I don't know what's happening on the ground, I don't understand what are their, like day-to-day struggles,
yes.
What are the things they actually use, what do they do with their day, every day, it wouldn't give me that connect. So that's why I thought it was super important for me to go deeply into the technical aspect as well.
Right. So your parents did throw you at the deep end.
Yes, they really threw me into the deep end of the pool and they said, you know what, swim or drown, like you have to figure it out. So yeah, I did some.
So there you are figuring it out. Wonderful. So take me through your day. What does it feel like to go from the boardroom to the beauty room? What's your typical day like?
No 2 days are the same.
Okay.
And I kind of love that about my job, because I could start my day being on floor, foiling away to glory, And then by the end of the day, I'm sitting with everyone with their laptops in the conference room, looking at all the numbers and how much growth have we had, this, that, all of these, things. So every single day is so different, because then the next day I'm visiting the salons, and because there are so many locations, it's like a never-ending task. You go to one location, next location, next location. Even if you spend a month and a half, you wouldn't complete all of the locations. So you can imagine, store visits are so important.
Yes.
So having to do that, and then also being on floor, dealing with customers, dealing with the team. Many of the times people will come, but sometimes in the day I'm dealing with a team member who's come with a grievance, wants to talk to me, or even just wants to say hi, something like that. So my day is like very different every single day.
So you have to fulfill every aspect of your job every single day?
No. There are days when one thing takes more importance, another day when another thing takes more importance.
Right.
So it also comes down to then what I put importance on. So if I find it important to stay connected with the team, then I will always make time for it. Whatever day of the week it may be, they can just spring it on me and I'll make sure that I'm there. Because I feel that if I'm not there, then that's that sense of connect that I don't want to lose.
Right. Any particular aspect that you really enjoy doing more than the other?
I love cutting and coloring hair. Okay. So that's basically being on floor.
Yeah.
Which I would say I don't get to do as often, but I have to make a conscious effort, and I am going to make a conscious effort. I do make a conscious effort to stay on floor so that I get to cut. I have a immense sense of satisfaction from every time I cut hair. Yeah. Just the action of cutting hair, it's so satisfying. Honestly, ask any hairdresser, it's so satisfying.
Great. So you like being on the floor, you visit your stores. So you are really entrenched into the salon business. What is the one thing that you would want people to stop believing about salons? Is there any myth buster that you can give us right now?
Yeah, I think that one of the big myths is that people have convinced themselves that a salon is only a pampering session and not essential self-care.
Okay.
Because the salon isn't just about making you look great, it is about making you feel great. And the, kind of experience you have at the salon, where you go, you sit down, you have a cup of tea, you chat with your hairstylist, you chat with your beauty therapist, you talk to them about the weather, the traffic. There's a sense of, calm that comes when you step out of the salon.
Yeah.
And I think that it's about self-care, because only if you look good can you feel good. And when you feel good, you're bound to just generally have a happier life. And that's the myth, that people don't focus on it like your salon visit as being just self-care and truly giving that time to yourself, instead of being just like, a pampering session or a one-time going to go get my hair done or something like that.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you there. It's not a one-time thing. It's something that you have to regularly do, because you're investing in yourself.
Exactly. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in your own sense of confidence, right? So, yeah.
So Neha, you mentioned that you interact a lot with your team. You are accessible to them. They can come and talk to you anytime. So what is it that you do to ensure that they are all jazzed up and on the fleek all the time?
So we invest very heavily into training.
Okay.
Training is one thing which, from day one has been core at YLG. When they come for trainings, as a natural result, we need models.
Yes.
Right? So our team itself becomes models for each other. Every 3 months, someone is definitely in a training, whether they like it or not. And so that's a chance to change your look, try something new. You want to cut your hair, get it done by your own peers, right?
Yes.
Do it with your own peers, learn from each other. While they're doing it on you, you can tell each other new things, that you saw something. So it's a very interactive experience. And then that way you also get to learn and also have a new look.
Right.
So that's one thing that we do. And otherwise, of course, we focus on grooming a lot. That's part of training, where we'll take them through what's expected, what's not expected. We like to keep them all very much in tune with a little bit of what they bring to it personally as well, to their look. Yeah. We always encourage that. But obviously keeping in line the brand's, look and feel as well.
Right. And how about their motivation levels? How do you keep that going?
So we do a quarterly rewards and recognition. I think every company does that, right?
Yes.
You sort of give everyone, you recognize even the small wins, no matter how small, you should recognize them. This is also a practice which, like you do when, it's a funny comparison, but it's what you do with little kids,
Yes.
right? When they do something good, you tell them it was good. You make sure you reward them, because that's essentially how all of us are wired. We're all wired to keep repeating the things when they reward us.
Right.
So that's what we keep doing. We reward our team. We try and recognize their efforts, and we do obviously annual events where everybody comes down, has a good time.
Okay.
All of those kind of things. Yeah.
So it's important to keep the team spirit high by doing such
definitely.
initiatives.
Yeah.
So now that you're visiting all your salons, and also with your travels, you visit other salons and see what's happening in India and abroad. What are the things that you feel are trending now in salons, and what are the things that are, passé, like yesterday, they should be out?
Yeah. So trending, I think there's a huge focus now on quick services,
Okay.
because everyone's getting more and more busy.
Yes.
I know, because even when I go to salon, I'm like, guys, I don't have that much time. Like, what can we do in this much time?
Yeah.
So finding quick services, doing things, a treatment which can give you that little, boost that you need for your hair, whether it's for your skin, so that you can be in and out, but also with good results. At the same time, which is a little bit contradictory about a trend which I think should go, is skincare treatments which are very invasive and promise results in one sitting.
Okay.
Because skincare is a long-term game.
Absolutely.
It's not something you shouldn't push your skin to the limit. To the limits, essentially. You're pushing your skin to the limits when you do these kind of treatments, because it's not going to serve you in the long run. Instead, you should invest in sustainable skincare. So the word sustainable usually is associated with products and whether, how they get disposed and things like that. But there's also another aspect of sustainability, which is about can this last, right? That's the essential question. Can this last? And can that kind of skincare routine last? If you keep doing such an invasive treatment, is it going to last? Is it going to work for you in the long run? So instead, I would say invest in your skincare. Don't try to take a shortcut, because there are no shortcuts in life.
Yes.
That's just a fact.
Yes.
Right? Invest in it, put your time, be consistent, and it'll reward you in the long run. It'll reward you until the end of your days. Whereas these other things, you don't know. It's only going to give you that for 1 week. Or a day or a couple of days, depending on your skin type, obviously. But it's, at the end of the day, it's a shortcut.
And it's very important to make the customers aware of this, of course, because they are the ones who are demanding quick services and shortcuts, like you're saying. So it's important that your staff, your therapists, and your customers are aligned in achieving a certain goal when it comes to skin, especially. So that's a very valid point that you have made about being consistent, having like a sustainable routine. So does this become part of your service innovations when you're looking at new products that have come in, new services that you would like to introduce? Is this one aspect that you consider?
Yes, 110%. As a brand, we very much value sustainability in every aspect, like I said, whether it's in terms of the packaging, which is the more mainstream way of looking at sustainability, but also the part of, is this good for you? Is this good for my customer? Is this good for my operator? So hairstylist, beauty therapist, whichever it may be. Is it good for both of them to be interacting with this product on a daily basis? Because there are so many things that we work with on a daily basis as a beauty therapist and a hairstylist, which are chemicals, which are things that may or may not be super healthy for you.
Yes.
And you have to keep in mind that at the end of the day, our employees are dealing with it on a daily basis. Maybe the customer will come in contact with it once. But the employees are dealing with it every day. So is it good for them to be interacting with it every day? These are all the things that we keep in mind. I think that way we've always been very care-centric. We care a lot for whether it's the employee, whether it's the customer. What are we using on you? And I truly believe, and obviously this has been passed down to me by my parents, but I also do now truly believe that old is gold. Things that have been proven to work for thousands upon thousands of years, why should we stop trusting them? Right? Why is because like we said, On Trend is doing a lot of these other different kinds of procedures which give you quick, instant results. But at the end of the day, that has only been around for so many number of years, right? We don't know what happens in the long run.
Yes.
If you think about every single service that we're talking about, which is like more advanced, new, how long has it been around for in the market? As versus, you know, something that's been around for thousands and thousands of years or even hundreds of years. But you have that guarantee that this is good, it works, it's not harmful. So I'm a huge believer in stick to what is sustainable, because that is sustainable. If it's been around for thousands of years, it's probably sustainable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so now tell me, what according to you is the future of salons in India?
I think personalization,
Okay.
and rooted. So there's two aspects to it. One is that it's going to go more and more towards the side of customizing for who is in front of you, personalizing it for them from beginning to end, the experience.
Right.
I'm sure technology will play a role in that, and I'm not talking about, you know, tools. I'm talking like hair or skin tools. I'm talking about softwares and other, you know, system tools which can help you customize your customer's experience from beginning to end, right? So I think that is very
I think that's like near future.
Near future. Yeah, it's like impending future, right?
Yes.
It's something which is very much on its way.
Yes.
Rooted, I say, which is a little bit more long term, because it's like a cycle, right? That everybody always, even in fashion, people will say that, oh, this is on fashion and on trend at this point in time, and then like 30 years later it comes back in fashion.
Yes.
So the same way, I think what's happening with salons is that people are coming back to their roots. Everybody's coming back to what did we do, like I mentioned earlier as well. What have we been doing, and what is the root of everything that we have done? So whether it's in the product formulations, whether it's in the service offering itself, everybody's coming back to their roots. So going back to Ayurvedic formulations, going back to more plant-based and relying on nature more instead of on chemicals and other things.
Artificial.
It will become a little bit more rooted. At least I feel that is going to be the future of salons.
Yeah, that's how we are evolving with salons right now. Yeah, that's a very on-point answer. So it says, a saying goes that you got to know the rules to break the rules. And now you know the rules across so many different aspects of the salon business and hair artistry. What's the one rule that you love breaking?
The one rule that I love breaking is that you really don't need to stay on trend.
Okay.
Like, it just does not matter, whatever the trend may be, because it should be about you. If you feel comfortable in your skin doing something which is not on trend, do it. You know, you don't have to be on trend. Just because this butterfly haircut was on trend doesn't mean that everyone has to go and get the butterfly cut. And I would love for customers also to come to that realization, because at the end of the day, a trend is a trend. It does not mean it's meant for you and for your hair type or for your skin type or for your age, your profession. You don't know, right? There are so many things that play into it. Because if you get a butterfly haircut, for example, and then the person who's done your haircut cuts your, shortest layer too short, and then you're someone who ties your hair back a lot. Every time you tie it back, there's like 100 hairs falling out, and you're like, oh God, why did I get this haircut? I'm on trend, but I'm very inconvenienced. So, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to stay on trend. You have to do what's good for you. That's why also like personalization. What is working for you?
Yes, absolutely. That's where personalization comes into picture, and that's where the expertise of a hairdresser or a beautician comes into play, where they can tell the customer that this can work for you and this cannot.
Exactly.
So is that something that you share with your staff members also?
Yeah, I do. I always tell them that, first and foremost is your consultation. You have to talk to your client. And I don't just mean talk and say ki, acha aapko kya chahiye, photo dikha do. Not like that. Really understand them and get to know them. Because like I said, if you're in a certain kind of profession or you're in a certain kind of, just your lifestyle, whatever you choose, right? Even if your profession, but it doesn't impact how you wear your hair. And it's your personal choice how you wear your hair. You should find out. You have to dig deep enough to find out how will this person walk out of here and stay happy until their next haircut. not just for the next 2-3 days until the hair is blow dried, looking really nice and all, and then after they've washed it, it's like this is not that great also. Like you suddenly are like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
But so how do you take that forward? How do you make your customer think of you for much longer? Because you really gave them that personal touch, that human connection, that this is what will work for you.
Yeah.
It may not work for me, it may not work for the client sitting right next to me either, but it'll work great for you.
Right. So Neha, what's the one service of YLG that you would recommend with your eyes closed?
I would say go for a hair spa,
okay,
or a facial. If you want me to be even more specific, I would say go for one of our European light therapy facials. They are super pampering. You'll be like dozing off by the end of it, while at the same time it's just such a refresh for your skin. Just literally hands down, just European light therapy facial. Yeah.
All right, I'll keep that in mind the next time I'm in Bangalore.
Yes, please do.
Okay, so now we have discussed at length your role at YLG Salons and how you want to take it forward. But what is the one thing that gets you started? If you were to put together like a Neha starter pack for salon success, what all would it include?
A kick-ass team.
Okay.
You need a really good team.
Yeah. Very important.
You need passion, something that drives you, right? You need your own passion that drives you. A lot of coffee. And what else in my starter pack? Very good team. Obviously, we're also very skilled.
Yeah.
Right? Passion, willing to learn, I would say. A team who's willing to learn. I think it really comes down to, if you're talking about just salon starter pack for success, even the location matters a lot. So where you are, who you work with, how you work, having that customer focus and really wanting your customer to walk in feeling whatever she may be feeling and walk out feeling like, completely refreshed, rejuvenated, and just better, happier. Even if not, that we've completely fixed her hair, because obviously none of us can fix anyone's hair in one sitting. But at least you've made her feel a little lighter, little happier when she's walking out. Just make her day, essentially. So that focus, that should be there.
So from a salon owner perspective, you think business processes would make part of your starter kit?
Yes. A huge part of it. You need to be super organized. That's actually a part of my starter kit, is organization and being very, very focused on attention to detail. Because if your organization is, all over the place, so you don't have certain procedures in place, then you're always going to be running around and a little bit confused and things could go wrong. So having those procedures set in place is super important.
It also helps because you are not there all the time. You cannot be in all the places all the time. So the processes are there and all your team has to do is follow them. That kind of makes your life also a lot more easier, right?
That's every business owner's dream.
Yes.
Is that I set the processes and then I can, go for 2-3 weeks and everything will still be fine when I come back. Nothing, house won't be on fire. Business, it's literally every business owner's dream.
Absolutely. Does it happen at YLG? Are you able to take vacations?
I am not so much. Not me, not yet. But I think that my parents, they can, and I would want it to be that they can breathe a little bit now, knowing that, okay, Neha's there, so we don't have to worry so much. Everything's going to be fine. Or, we can take a longer break than usual because there is somebody. So in that sense, I think they can, but me not yet. And I don't want to either yet. I'll take my breaks later on.
Okay, great. Neha, thank you so much for interacting with me. It was lovely having you on PBI Spotlight and you gave really good answers. So I'm sure our audience are going to love it more.
Thank you so much for having me and thank you, Professional Beauty. I really, really appreciate being here.
Great. So that was Neha Bhalchandra of YLG Salons and this is me, Kanishka, signing off from PBI Spotlight. Stay tuned for more artists.